And we got a 1, a 2, and a 3, and a hey now. As I slide over here. I thought I'd shoot a super short video. Yeah, right, with the way I always run my mouth. But I wanted to answer a question from Vinyl79. The question was, what's a typical day in the winter? Do you still go out picking in the wintertime? And what's a typical day in the wintertime for Metal Mike? Well, no, I really don't go out picking. As I go and I flip my album real quick and take it off. It's in the runoff grooves, so it was just sitting there thumping in the background. But so, do I go picking in the winter? I do a little bit. You know, I'll hit like a couple of antique stores. Very rare. Maybe every month and a half I'll get out. Sometimes I'll get into a frenzy and I'll go once a week. That would be a frenzy for me. Most of my time is spent taking care of my children. I have 2 special needs children, and then I have a 5-year-old. So then I have a cat as well. And then, of course, I have to run my collecting situation, my hoard. So, getting back to it, I do hit the antique stores. That's my way of picking. And online, I'm always like searching on Craigslist, eBay, and Facebook now with all those groups. And so you had also asked about how do I find these live auctions. What you want to do is you go to Facebook and you type in live auctions in the search bar up on the top, and then it will pull up a whole bunch of stuff, and then it will say all people, etc., groups. So then you want to hit groups. So there's a live auctions 1 and 2, and so those run almost sometimes 3 to 4 auctions a day. And most of it is almost always signs. That seems to be the frickin' frenzy. So many signs that I just want to puke. Some signs are rad. I'm just not a big sign guy. Do I like some? Yeah, totally, some pull me in. But let's get back to what's a typical day for me. I'm usually up by 6 a.m. and then I get the kids off to school, so really my day doesn't start till about 10 to 8 a.m. And then at that point, you know, I'll have a cup of coffee once the house is emptied. I'll throw on some heavy metal music. I'll sit down at the computer and I'll start searching. And I'll search Craigslist. I'll check the free items. I'll check the antiques, the collectibles, and I'll also just do a search for all items. And then I'll just type in keywords. Pedal car. I'll do a search on that. I'll type in German, I'll do a search on that. World War, I'll do a search on that. World War I, search on that. And so I'll do a lot of that. So most of my time is sitting on my butt doing that. Sometimes I'll motivate enough actually to hop in the car and I go to the store. Very rare. Like this week, I haven't left the property once this week. I'll work in the backyard on the cabin that I'm building. You know, that old one that if you've watched any of my videos that I've shown in the past, I tore that completely down in the fall, and when I say tore it down, I mean I took it apart and restacked all the reused wood that it was built on, and now I'm building a new one with a floor moved away from the tree, so we don't have a tree in the center of it, and so then I can store my collectibles and my hoard much better. So, that being said, 10 to 8, so then I'll do that. Maybe I'll list something on eBay if I'm feeling motivated. Don't do a lot of that. I tend to unload a lot of my hoard through Craigslist. I try to get rid, right now I'm really focused on getting rid of larger items. So a larger item to me, when I'm trying to describe that to you, is like a typewriter. I've got tons of framed pictures, prints, etc. I just want to flush them out, but I'm also trying to be disciplined, as my girlfriend always says. You always just blow it out dirt cheap in a huge lot when you should be saving it and making money. Yes, that's true, but sometimes, man, I just want that stuff gone, so I get overwhelmed and nervous at times, and I'll blow a bunch of stuff out. So I've restrained myself from doing that now, and I'm going to have to just slow it tediously and slowly, I guess. Such is life. But yeah, and then the spring will come, and then when spring hits, hell, I'll be out hitting the alleys, you know, at least twice a week. I will also, garage sales here in Minnesota start on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Typically the first ones are Wednesday. I'll do that all spring and summer. And that's really it. So then when I roll into winter, you know, I try to get into a selling spurt right before Christmas so I can sell some stuff and get some stuff for the kids, etc. And but that's it. I'm always out buying something more for my collection more than I am to sell. Usually, if I spot something, obviously, that I know I can make some money on, I do buy it. And sometimes I buy the most ridiculous, stupid things. Like at a thrift store last week, I think I got out, I bought a built model ship, unpainted, for $2. Yes, it was rad. Yes, it's kind of cool. What am I going to flip it for? $5? I don't know why I bought it, but I saved it, and that is the hoarder mentality that I have. That's the old collector in me, because that's how it is for me. I'm not in it for the business sense, because it's not my business. It's just what I do. I collect, I flip, I barter, I trade, I sell, I buy more. And so that just harkens all the way back to when I was a young boy, and just I bought any god darn thing that looked cool to me, and that's just how I've always been. And maybe that's a way that I calm myself. You know, others, you know, drink, others gamble. I buy things. It's ridiculous. And I collect things. But I love old vintage stuff, and you know that if you've seen any of my videos. So that's it. What was supposed to be a short video probably ran 10 minutes. Hey now!